This item I bought from Tesco's on their eBay outlet, which sells refurbished goods, as you can see up there. Well, the TV stroke DVD combi was sold with missing items, and one of the items in fact was the remote control. That didn't really worry me at first, as hopefully just pressing a couple of buttons would sort the problem out, or at least change the channels and whatever you have to do. As you can see, it says refurbished. What does this mean? Well, in fact it says these are professionally refurbished products. I'm assuming that Tesco got a fully equipped workshop with engineers that know how to deal with all these electronic items that they sell. But I could be wrong. It could just be the office cleaner passing the box when it's returned from the customer or wherever. Certainly in this particular case, that appears to be what happened. It goes on to say all items have been sold classified by certified testing facilities, where they're examined, fully tested, and if necessary refurbished, repaired and repackaged. Now, how come if necessary refurbished when they're selling it as refurbished? Surely there's something wrong with those statements. As you can see there, I'm turning the television on by the on-screen buttons, and it took a little bit of time to turn on. And when I received it, as I said, there is no remote control, but you can actually see a remote control that I purchased a couple of days later. This remote control, it was a dedicated and not a one-for-all type, and it was dedicated to this particular television, so only can be used on this make and model. You can see the touch screen there is now coming down and going to the DVD source input of the TV. This was the first time I used that was when I got the remote control, and that seemed to work. When I first pressed the button with the remote control, this picture come up. Great, I thought. I had a DVD ready to test it, and as I'm watching now, the picture changes, and this came up. Yeah, just don't forget, remember this, classified by certain testing facilities. But this came up when I pressed the DVD player, and I was a bit confused about this because it's saying Paramount, and the screen will carry on, and I actually thought when it eventually stops on asking you to select English that maybe it was something to set up the region code on the DVD player. But as you can see, the on-screen or touchscreen buttons there are not affecting the image on the TV, and in fact I'm going through all of them there. Some are working. That's the volume, I think, is now going up and down, so they are working, but the one that they use for the DVD player doesn't work at all, and you cannot change that screen and select English. Remember this now, classified by our certified testing facilities, whether examined, fully tested, etc, etc. I think they ought to sack the office cleaner. She's never done a very good job on this particular one, I don't think. So we were stuck with this. So that's the remote control I purchased. Cost me $10.99, which now Tesco's are refusing to refund me that money. I didn't buy it from Tesco's, but I bought it because of this junk they sold me. If I'd known it's going to be like that, I wouldn't have had to buy the remote control. So they owe me $10.99, but with all the millions they pay their bloody chief executive every year in bonuses, I'm surely $10.99 to an old age pensioner living on the basic UK state pension, which is peanuts, and has to try and spend his couple of pennies as wisely as possible, therefore buying refurbished products. But even so, I could do a better job myself. They have to sack that office cleaner. She ain't done a good job on this one. Now, as you can see, I'm using the remote control to change the picture, and fortunately it's not happening. Being classified by a certified and tested finish with examined, fully tested, etc., etc. What a load of cobblers. Tesco are in fact mis-selling these things. They are breaking all the advertising codes in that they are misleading people into believing they are buying things that that have been fully tested, etc., good quality products which have a safety record. Unfortunately, this is the second product I bought from Tesco's. Once was a camera about 18 months ago, cost £180, that none of the flash on it worked on it. And I got to be fair, they did change it on the doorstep when I complained, and the one they sent me, in fact, it was then I realised that all the accessories with the camera that I should have been sent originally weren't there either. Another one that the office cleaner missed. And again, my daughter, she bought a laptop in November 2012, and that came with a flat battery. Well, in fact, the battery was basically knackered, so Tesco's replaced that, yes, you guessed it, with another knackered battery. And these are quite dangerous because they are lithium batteries, and if you don't know the history of them and they've been abused, when you charge them up, they could cause a fire. And my daughter's got 4 young children. And so they've been fully tested and, if necessary, refurbished, repaired and repackaged, none of which happened to this one. So this is Tesco going back onto the DVD now, and you will see that it just doesn't work. Don't forget now, these certified testing facilities should have picked up that the DVD player doesn't work. Although, as regards the DVD that's stuck in there from the previous customer, i.e. it was returned by that customer and then sent out by Tesco's to me, Tesco's in Swansea, where they're located, told me that it was the engineer had left his testing DVD in the player. Well, not much of an engineer, is he, when he couldn't get the bloody thing out? But there we go. This is the thing when you buy things from Tesco, you just don't know what you're getting. They're being missold. They are being not as described, and they are not fit for purpose. Well, obviously they break the Advertising Standards Authority's rules, and they also break the Trading Standards rules. So we got 2 white knights to help us, haven't we? Well, the Trading Standards didn't want to know, and also the Advertising Authority didn't want to know or take my complaint up. That is because they are too scared of Tesco's and probably in their pockets. Now, this bit of film actually is an inspection camera, and looking down into the DVD player on the back, you can make out the edge of the DVD that's still in there. In fact, you just can't get it out, so this will be returned with that DVD in there. So this is what you get from Tesco. No help at all, refusing to compensate you for extra expenses when they certified their testing facility, said this would be 100% working. And as far as I'm concerned, when something's refurbished, it is as good as new, which in this case it's not. And also in the case of the camera I purchased 18 months ago wasn't either. And likewise, neither was my daughter's laptop. So one family in 18 months have had 3 products from Tesco's supposedly refurbished.